Hey, there we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back to the live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz. Today is September 15th, 2019. We're going to write a little bit of code today. How's it going there, chat room?
Greetings, my excellent friend.
Greetings. How's it going over there? I see Sean and Lannon and Rambling Geek. Hello, hello. Sonerganol. Yes, it is a nice Sunday. It's a fine Sunday for coding today there. W the 4th, good morning. Good to see you. I'm wearing my Azure hat today. Not licensed by Microsoft. Fully made it on my own. It's their icon, and I put it on a hat. And the brand police haven't come and got me yet, but I'm waiting for it to. Anyways, Am False, hello. Martin Van Stam, hey there. I'm wearing my Azure hat because I want to spend some time today talking about Azure DevOps. I want to get into continuous integration for our project. We've built a lot of stuff here, and I want to make sure that it continues to build properly. So I want to make sure that I have continuous integration running in the cloud, running well, giving us good status updates, good reports on the health of our application. And in order for us to get good reports on the health of our application, that means we're going to need to write a little bit of testing.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
I do. We're going to write some tests. We're going to make sure that our applications run well with some code that we ourselves are going to write to test our themselves code. You'll find out. Ash Caravan is here. Wake and shake indeed. Oh, yeah. Wake and shake and get a little caffeine into me. Nashi Tater. Hello. Welcome. No sentiment and no ticker. Where'd they go? Okay, they were there. I promise they were. Thanks for pointing that out. Let's see. Over here. Do the thing. Where'd it go? For some reason, it didn't load. And the ticker, let's see if that goes. Need to actually write something in chat. There it goes. Whew! Whew! That could have been a real big problem if we didn't have those. Let me get some music playing here in the background. so we can have a little bit of fun and something to groove by. This is Music to Code by from our friend, Mr. Carl Franklin. And today, I'm going to play, I don't know. Let's play, this is called Orchid. This is music that's designed, it's scientifically engineered to get you in the groove, get you in the flow so that whatever task it is you're working on, help you get focused, and all the other things that you might be concerned about just kind of fade away, and you get in that hyper state of focus. Whether you're writing code, reading documentation, writing unit tests, doing chores around the house, this will help you get focused. mtcb.pwop.com. You can run the music command in the chat room, learn more about it, and get your copy for just a few bucks. Really great stuff. Thanks so much, Carl. We appreciate you letting us listen to your music live on stream. All right. Love this song. Nice and groovy, just undertone, nice and quiet. So we left off, we had built a lot of code to... Oh my gosh, Martin.
Martin Van Stam just resubscribed for 6 months.
Thanks so much for that sub, Martin. And that's going to put you in a blue hat now with the loyalty badges. And I'm going to make a donation to Coder Dojo. They're helping folks train trainers, build facilities all over the world so everybody can grow their technical career. Thanks so much for that. And we're happy to support Coder Dojo this quarter. All right. So we left off, we had built a lot of code. We had written a lot to do some communications and some really interesting data transmission back and forth from our actor system through SignalR into JavaScript and back into Blazor for further processing. And in order to test that, we need to do a little bit of integration testing. I'm not quite sure how to write an integration test to do exactly that, but I'd also like to write some unit tests around, well, what happens when we actually receive that data and process it with some of our widgets. So that's where I want to go today. Well, my first problem is I've been using Azure DevOps and my code's not building properly out there in the cloud. So let's talk about continuous integration a little bit, fix the build process, show you how you can get started with Azure DevOps. Everybody can run a continuous integration against their application if it's open source, free. So why not? So let's take a look at that. This is, let me get over to the build pipeline. There we go. This is Azure DevOps. You can get to dev.azure.com and you can see how to sign up. If you haven't, like I said, if you have an open source project, you can start building that in the open right here. Anybody can get to this. This is at devazure.com/fritzandfriends/pixelbot. And I'm going to add that for my project command here. Fixing the CI system for the pixelbot. That's not how you spell pixelbot. And writing some tests. CI is at, and the location. There you go. Thank you. All right. So you see, I've got a lot of red here, right? And continuous integration system, for those of you that don't use one, aren't familiar with it, it's real easy. It identifies, it watches your source control, in my case, GitHub. When it sees that there's a change in the code, it wakes up and starts building your application. When it's done with the build, it can then do other tasks like run unit tests, run integration tests, package, deploy, all kinds of stuff. In our case, I'm not ready to deploy yet, but I want to run some tests first. And eventually, we'll have a deployment process that'll send this out to our appropriate location out on the web. Baron of Cheese. Nice name. Nice name. Great nickname there. Well done. Baron of Cheese says, Azure DevOps is lit. Fairly easy to create your own tasks as well. Yes. It's very extensible. Lots of stuff you can do with this. So what I'm running into is it's not building. It's failing. I should probably go look at the error log here so we can take a look here. So I have an error during the build right here, and I can click in, I can see the entire compile process. And if you're not familiar with reading compile logs, I'm sorry. That's a lot of goo. That's a lot of garbage there. But I'm going to scroll down. There's an area here that's red. You can barely see it. It's hair thin right here where my arrow is. And I'm going to scroll to that location. You can see it, bringing the scroll bar down. So I'm actually right here. And it says error, the process failed with exit code 1. I can scroll up here a little bit. There's a warning, hosting environment is obsolete. And I've got giveawaygame.cs. HTTP client doesn't contain a definition for blah, blah, blah. Same thing up here. Right, here's where the error is. Now this is for which project? This is for a project called replay log. So what I can do now is I can go into that project in my source code and fix these errors so that hopefully it rebuilds properly and this goes away. The other thing I could do is, this project, this replay log project that you see here, was actually something that I wrote to replay entries that are in a log file against the stored record of the faux currency. So we might be able to actually just say, you know what, let's pin this and forget it. We can say this is an older version of things and it's kind of frozen in time. It doesn't need to be updated, right? Because some of these things here about environment being obsolete and client doesn't contain this, we might be able to get around this by just saying, you know what, we're not doing any further development on it right now. It works. Pin it at the version. Freeze it at how it's being built and run right now. And in the future, when we do decide to upgrade it, we'll cross those errors in a migration process. Let me take a look back at the chat room here. Alethea Island says, I've only really started using DevOps and it seemed easy enough. I agree. It is easy to screw up the YAML files. YAML files, the YML files, or the files that have the definition of the various steps in the process. For this reason, I actually prefer using the visual designers for it because it's a lot easier for me to recognize and understand exactly what's happening. When I'm in a YML file, I don't know what I can do. I don't know what I can't do. I don't know if what I've written is proper syntax. There's no error checking for me until the continuous integration process runs and breaks, and that could be a 2-minute turnaround for me to get validation that something that I wrote doesn't work. It's a waste of processes, it's a waste of resources. I'd rather get that feedback immediately that, hey, you wrote something that doesn't work. So that's why I'm preferring the more guided user interface visual designers with that. So I'm right there with you, Alethea Island. CI it's fraught with these kinds of dangers. I want to say here be dragons. But it's so helpful when you do have it configured right, but it's easy to trip and fall over yourself. Hey there, Stelzy and Cymac. Hello. Yeah, the joy of reading logs. Little E Blaster, so good to see you.
It's alive!
Yeah, because Little E Blaster is here. Running the YML locally would be one thing I would love for Azure DevOps teams to give us in the future, says Baron of Cheese. Yeah, I agree. Being able to run the tool locally might be I don't even want to get wrapped up in running locally, to be honest. I'd like to do syntax checking. Is there type checking auto-completion that Azure DevOps could deliver so that if you use the YAML, it could give you some context? Lannon, I completely agree. That would be amazing. Yeah. Can you stick a global JSON in the project directory with a version? It worked before, so CI shouldn't complain about it. That's not bad either. There is a warning here that might help. It says, kindly upgrade to a new major version of this task, the .NET Core task. for installing newer versions of .NET Core. So I've got to update this task here for using the SDK version.
And then
Address this build error down here, and I think you might be onto something there, Stelzy, with putting a global JSON in there. Art for the Apocalypse is here. Good morning, Art. So good to see you.
You're amazing. You figured this all out already.
You figured this out. We're writing code. We're building things together. 99.9% sentiment. Oh my good lord. How did that happen? Oh, 93.6. That's okay. Followers, we're at 7669. There, all of a sudden, we got like 40 followers overnight here. That's tremendous. When this number gets to 7,700, we'll do another sticker giveaway. I mailed out a handful of sticker packs yesterday. Sent some to Wales, and a couple of them to here in the States. Thank you so much for the follow, Baron of Cheese. Appreciate you following us, and it's been great seeing you in the chat room. So, there, Baron of Cheese says, I think there's an extension for Visual Studio Code to help with the Azure DevOps YAML. When you edit the YAML file online, there is a sidebar showing all the tasks available. This allows you to visually add a new task. I'm going to nitpick there for a second. If I'm editing the configuration of my builds online using a YAML file, why not just do it visually as well? Like, the whole power of the YAML file is that I can do it offline. Having that hookup online to do that edit, it's like now there's no benefit for, I mean, okay, the YAML file follows my project, but don't know. Devil Dog Tech Nerd says the whole class started following after they saw you in class with headphones in. Nice.
alrighty then.
Thank you, Devil Dog Tech Nerd, and welcome all the friends in their class. It's great to see you. I appreciate you joining in, and look forward to your questions and discussions here. And let's learn a little bit more about DevOps together. Okay, so this is, how do I upgrade these tasks? It said upgrade the task. How do I upgrade a task? Like, it's right there. How do I upgrade it? It's .NET Core. I've already got a .NET Core class. Task version on the task. Where? Oh, this chalupa. Oh, look at that. There's a 2. Hey, okay, now we're talking. Package to install. SDK contains runtime. Yeah, I need the SDK. Use global. What does use global JSON mean? Select this option to install all SDKs from global JSON files. Ooh. These files are searched from system default working. Hey, okay, all right, I like that.
Let me add some value.
Subway 20 bonus to what mischief?
What mischief indeed. Thank you so much, Svava, and for sharing our new cheer alert. What do you think of that? What do you think of that cheer alert, friends? I know it was 2 Scots. Double the Scots. And that's our new cheer alert. Just adding some value. There's the second Scot. That's the Scot in the red shirt. Thanks so much, Svava. What mischief? What mischief? Can I tell you?
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
No, you do.
Are these really the questions that I was called here to answer?
Yes, they are. Thanks so much. So, okay, so I've upgraded my task version. Let me come to the question there, Marcus, in just a second. Why do I need a working directory? Isn't this just specify path from where global JSON files should be searched when using global JSON? If empty, the default working directory will be considered as the root path. Don't mind if I do. So this is the root path of my project. There's global JSON. So
Boom goes the dynamite.
I don't need to change anything? I think that makes sense. Path to install .NET Core? Sure. Perform, what's multi-level lookup? What's that mean? Is only available to Windows-based agents. Well, this is Linux, so go pound sand. I think that's all I need. So if I have the SDK there, that should make it easier to do this. Fairy Wings, thanks so much for the host. I very much appreciate that. And I'm looking for a sound effect to play for Fairy Wings. Please hold. Thanks so much. There we go. Thanks so much, Fairy. I appreciate the host.
Everything is awesome.
It's awesome. Make sure you check out Fairy Wings. She does all kinds of cool stuff. She's a variety streamer doing both art, teaching you a little bit about journaling, chainmail. She's really good with Minecraft. Like, I can learn a thing or two about Minecraft there. Okay? And the only reason I have a skin in Minecraft is because my kids made me one. And I'm a blue ninja in Minecraft. It's a thing. It is. Alright. So, I think that fixes the SDK thing. If I save and queue, let's just see what happens here. And then I'm going to come to that question while this is building. Updated. Wait, these are other .NET Core. Okay, task version 2. Okay, good. Yeah, save and queue. So what this will do is it saves the changes that I made here, and it will rerun the build. I want it to run against my dev branch, and I'm going to say here, updated the .NET Core task version to 2.x. All right, sounds good. Do it. Make it happen. Go. Whatever. Okay. All right. Marcus Voice Programmer asks, is there any way to have a separate mobile application on your phone, could be done with Blazor, to do the chatting so you can have the stream full screen view, as my eyes are getting old and sometimes it's hard to view the code, especially on TV? Yes, Marcus Voice Programmer. What I'll do sometimes is I'll take my phone and I'll run the Twitch app on my phone, and you can put the Twitch app in chat only mode, and you can put chat full screen on your phone. You can also do that on a tablet as well, and be able to use that to be able to have one place that you're chatting, and you can have it on full screen. And then you can interact on 2 separate devices, I think. TBD Gamer asks, is there a good guide for running of EF migrations in Azure from pipelines? Trying to figure this out today. That's a really good question. Well, okay, so EF migrations, that's Entity Framework migrations. This is when you want to deploy changes to a database structure. Those you would want to run from within what's called a release pipeline, not a build pipeline. We're building our application here. A release pipeline actually deploys and makes changes out to your release location, your production location, your application location, where everybody uses it. So there's that. You're going to want to apply those during the release process. I haven't gone through that yet. I haven't had to address that yet. I would need to take a look and dig into that a little bit further. It's not something that I'm crossing yet today. Binary Chef has arrived despite the best efforts of the opposition. Who's the opposition? Let me know, because we need to know who the opposition is, and...
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. That way we can make sure Binary Chef makes it here on time. That looks ugly. 6 errors now. All right, we will figure that out. Let me finish reading chat room here and we'll dig into this. Surly Dev says, beware that if you have the audio playing on your phone, that it can be delayed from the stream audio. iPhone, it gets, up to 12 seconds behind. Yeah, I have noticed that. Thank you for the follow. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but welcome. Appreciate you joining us. Let's see what these 6 errors are. 6 errors. All right, so I've got a little green, I've got some red right there, and I got a bunch of red down here. That's not good. That's not good. That could be a problem. All right, let's see what's going on here. Build succeeded, good. Build failed right here. This is inside of the orchestrator, which wasn't a problem before, but is now. 11 warnings, 1 error. Where's the error? Find it. Right there. Base widget model. Error. Base widget on initialized async. No suitable method found to override. All right. I feel like that's a known issue that we can address here. That feels like that's an easy one to address. Scrolling down further, build failed, one error, and it's well, okay, hang on, that's the same project. 4 and 0, build failed. Okay, one error. It's the same damn thing. Help me out here, chat room. What do we got? Have you heard about the new DI issue in ASP.NET Core with log DI graph? No, I haven't, Crows. Do I have config files for Visual Studio or VS Code theme? I don't have them published and available, no. Dependency injection container uses excessive amount of memory and CPU when large dependency graph is created. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that could be an issue. I'm not going to open that because that's going to distract us a little bit further from here and trying to solve this. I'm not on that problem, but definitely sounds like something that the team needs to address before release. Okay. Yeah, I'm all hovering around this base widget model on initialized async. Base widget model CS. So it looks like I got somewhere to go and fix this. Know what I mean? Know what I mean there, Vern? Right? And this was the dev branch? Get sources. You know, it doesn't say what branch it was. How do we know what branch it is? Like, I want to see get remote add, get config, get all, get config, get all, get -c, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Like, dev master incomplete interface. Huh? Okay. Head is now at starting forwarding events. Okay, so it did flip to dev right there. Interesting that it didn't show me the command, but alright. So it is in the right branch. Okay. So let's go see if we can find, and that other issue wasn't there. So let me go over to, I thought I had the project open. Evidently I don't. I thought I had the project open. Open the project. What do you mean it's unavailable? It's right there. All right. So this project that we've been working on is, this is a distributed chatbot. It's intended to manage many different channels simultaneously. And we're using the actor model with C#, .NET, ASP.NET, and Blazor to run and manage the application. And it's composed of several different projects that make up this architecture. And in particular, now we're going to look for that base. I'm going to control comma so I can search for the type. Base widget model. There it is. And it's telling me that on initialized async in the build process, it's telling me that this isn't a thing for it to be able to override. Well, clearly it is. But I've got to see this yellow triangle. It tells me there's a warning here. Something's not lined up quite right. Not quite sure. That's another project down here. Not quite sure why I'm getting a yellow triangle on that. And there's nothing below my packages here in the hierarchy to indicate there's a problem. I'm not writing JavaScript yet there, Janescu. We're not there yet. All right. So let's take a look at the... Come here. This is .NET Core 3.0. So it should reference and have all the things in it. I'm wondering... Base widget model. This is from ASP.NET Core Components Component Base. Let me try rebuilding this, just to make sure this project runs. So rebuild cleans out any old references that are on disk, brings down new copies of everything, and tries to recompile it, and it's running successfully. Let's take a look at the compiler output and see if there's anything here that looks peculiar. So I am taking this close enough version number for the logging, and that looks okay. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. UF4IL, hello, welcome. Try running the build in release config. Good point. When it's running the build on Azure DevOps, it's running right now in release configuration. Thank you for the follow, Celtic426. Appreciate you joining us, and looking forward to seeing you in the chat room. So I'm going to force a rebuild here on this project. Just on this one where we're seeing that error, right? And rebuild succeeded. If I look at the output, it's the same. Nothing different there.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
They are. Strange things are going on here. Why doesn't it like it here? Why does it like it here, but doesn't like it over here? Let me double check that global JSON. Well, that looks weird. That could be a bit of our problem right there. No, I forgot the hyphen. What? There it is. Something tells me it's not listening to this. So now if I come over here and rebuild, if it's so on initialized async isn't in the right version. It installed the preview 5 version of the SDK, not the preview 9. Ha ha! I bet that's it. I bet that's it. Let me come back to my source code. Let's do this. Yep, modified global JSON. Let's move that a little bit higher on the screen. How's it going? Who was it who was saying about the text size earlier? I want to make sure that text size is a good size for you. And I'm purposely not making the size of the DevOps logs bigger. It was Marcus. Yeah, Marcus, is that size a little bit better for you? Let me know. I want to make sure that you're in a good place there. Connor Wright Kappa. Thank you. Thank you, Lannon. It is so much fun to have sentiment analysis. Updated global JSON to preview 9. And we're going to sign that. I feel like that kind of change I don't really need to sign. You know, it's like, yeah, I did that. Who cares who did that? But, all right, so we're going to push that up, which should trigger another build because Azure DevOps should see, a file change. And you can see right there with the little blue clock. It's got all my log information and it's getting ready to build. Fantastic. Hey, Goran Hal, good to see you. Blazor-powered gauntlet widget glove from Goran Hal. Yeah, a little bit. I hope you're right, Alethea. That should pass. That should pass. Otherwise, I've got insult sound effects ready to go. Okay. Can we agree on that? So, good. I'm glad, Marcus, that the font size is a little bit better for you. So, these ones here, most of the stuff that you see here on Azure DevOps, this is just goo. It's like, yeah, whatever. Good. Goodbye. If there's something there that we really need to dig into, I'll be sure to zoom in. So thank you for reminding me. I'll make sure that I keep that in, because I do know that folks are watching on their phones. They're watching on smaller devices, and not everybody has eagle eye eyesight. Dear Lord, if you saw my glasses when I'm not wearing contacts, you'd be like, this guy must have stock in Coke, because those are some Coke bottles. That's better. All right. And still installing. So this is doing the restore, right? It's restoring all the packages, all the references that our projects have. And I'm seeing a lot of succeeded. Some warnings. That's okay. Go, 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 go.
Let me add some value.
Hey, Goran. Thanks so much for that.
The power of Blazor compels you.
Indeed. Thank you for adding some value, and we'll make a donation to Coder Dojo for that. Here we go. I think we're... No.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
No, the Azure DevOps is not happy with me. 3 errors. Here we are. All right, so we're back where we were. Giveaway game HTTP client does not contain a definition for post-JSON async. Now this is where... This is inside of which project? It doesn't say. I'd like it to say right here somewhere. Standard features is a different project. This was during build of... Is it replay log? No. Giveaway game CS. Let's go find that. So I'm going to copy this, go back over to here, control comma, and go find giveaway game. Giveaway game... I don't see giveaway game CS. It's not in this project. I got fewer errors. Yes, so progress. Progress. Smab, you did. You jinxed it. I don't know why you would do that to me. I thought we were friends. No, kidding. So that's in a project that I've semi-retired. So let's do this, just so that it's here where we can take a look at it. No, let's, hang on. I'm going to rename this to 2.test, and I'll rename this one old, because it is. And I'm going to add an existing project, and I'm going to add developers. What? Thank you so much for the follow. Give me a second here, and we'll acknowledge real quick. 6-2. Thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate you joining us. And I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Alright, so here's replay log. Now, let's just take a look at what this is. I thought it is Netcore App 3. So, I think what's happening here is these versions are getting hosed. Know what I mean? So, we locked in a version number because we had, here it is, ASP.NET Core version. We wrote this little macro that gets included and referenced by our projects. So what I should be able to do here is, well actually, these are close enough. So I want this one. So I created 2 properties that are sitting out here for our project, actually for our solution to consume, that are called ASP.NET Core version and ASP.NET Core close enough. This is the current version of ASP.NET Core projects that are available, ASP.NET Core packages that are available from NuGet, our central repository. However, there are some other packages that reference and are used by ASP.NET Core that are 9.19424. There's something else. So we can just reference close enough, and it'll go find those packages that are approximately the same. So if we start with preview 9, 300-preview 9, it'll get those package versions that are close enough. So I'm going to tell it to rebuild the replay log here, and hopefully, yeah, there we go, that succeeded. Right? Where if I just take that back to the previous version, and I'm going to right-click and rebuild. Hopefully this generates the same error. That, well, okay. Maybe not. Now that feels bad. Okay. HTTP client doesn't contain a definition for post JSON inside of giveaway game, but that's not, that isn't in this project. So which project is it? It's not this project. Right, Baron, that's where I see it. That's where that file is, but I don't see that project. Giveaway game referenced as being instructed to be built here. Okay. Let's remove this then. We don't need you. Go away. Oh my gosh. JAF 1021 is here.
Hey, Ma! We get some meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf! What's she doing? I never know what she's doing.
Can we get some meatloaf later? Hey, welcome, Mom. Great to see you. So, okay, let me go find, right, it was giveaway game. And, right, this is going to be weird. This is going to be weird. Because it's Quiltoni Pixelbot. Yeah. Yeah, that's in a project that isn't here either. Can we get some meatloaf later? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I see what you did there. That was a Meatloaf the Singer reference. Oh my gosh. Brilliant. This is in a project that isn't currently in this solution. That's why. Yeah, right? It's building something that's old and we're not using anymore. Giveaway game CS. Here, there. Yeah. Right there. Yep. Okay. So this is the current one, and yeah, look at that. Should be able to do this one like that, and tell me that goes away. Tell me that goes away. Now that I update the version, no. Wasn't there like a using statement to get that to work? Right, because I do have that other places in the project. I told it to find across the entire solution. Caparino asks, what's the purpose of Azure DevOps? Yep, manage projects in the cloud. It's more of an enterprisey version of source control and all your project management, software project management needs. Now I feel shame. Why doesn't this work?
Shame.
Right? Post JSON.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Okay, that's enough. I thought I would let it go until I could find it, but I can't find it. I do post JSON from over here in the configuration. But I'm right, they changed the syntax of this, didn't they? Right? Where is it? Is it here? Channel configuration actor. Yeah. No. Where did I put it? Right? I've got how many dot post methods? laying around all over here. HTTP client post, post message, post dispatch, HTTP client post, 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 post. Post JSON async. That's the one that we need to replace. I thought that was available inside of the component. Here. Right? Yeah, I thought it was inside that. No, the whole point of this is that it's a short circuit so that you don't have to do the translation. It just does it for you inside this. It's an extension method. And, right, I'm forgetting exactly how that's done. Because they moved it. This one. Oh. Fine. 2 months ago, there we go. Asked 5 years ago. Oh dear Lord. I don't think this is the right one. It could be a problem. No. Go back. Go back! Go back! Go back! Alright, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. The UI stuff's in the web. Here it is. Where is it in ASP.NET Core? This is not part of the ASP.NET Core project. I don't really want to do that.
Marcus Voice Programmer just subscribed.
Thank you so much for converting to a tier 1. Welcome. And we're going to make another donation, Marcus. I appreciate that.
And then?
Well, it's right in here somewhere. Uses an extension method, post this JSON async, and there's the extension method. Now recommends the NuGet package. That was in December of 18. They're not part. Created a package that gives you this functionality. Well, thanks, but it's in the Blazor component somewhere. So how was this resolved? That's not core effects. So with Azure DevOps, you can write code locally, upload it to Azure DevOps. It'll automatically build and ship it. Yes, that's right, Caparino. It's in Microsoft ASP.NET Core components. Yeah, I have a using statement there for it. Microsoft ASP.NET Core app is being referenced. Right, I have a framework reference here somewhere. Well, it's SDK Web, so it's got it. Like, that using statement should have included this. Let's try cleaning and rebuilding. Just because it doesn't feel quite right. Floral for testing HTTP client. I'm not sure I'm going to be testing HTTP client today. So no, it still doesn't see it. We had this running in... Think, Jeff, think. I have this running in the other project. Right? So if I go to this, resource management, let's change over to this branch. So we were here. View models. Not the schedule view. This one. Nope, there is no post in there. Oh, it's in the schedule state thing, isn't it? Actually, it's probably here in the schedule repository. Yeah, receiving HTTP client. Put JSON async. And that included Microsoft ASP.NET Core components. And it has that available on HTTP client. So yeah, they're not available to me here. Put async. That's weird to me. I mean, I don't. I'm just going to copy and paste in the extension method then. It's weird to me that it doesn't have that available there, but I just need to get this to compile, and this is the older version that I'm hanging on to for support purposes. So extensions, and I'll put this in here. Over here, rename this so it's the same file name, and I'll control dots, get my using statements lined up. Yeah, go away. Yep, using statements. Good. All right, so that file looks right. So now over here, I should be able to say post as JSON async. Oh, no! It's not the same signature. String URL, type of data. Ah, wait a sec. Should be able to remove that and detect it. Yep, there we go. Okay. What do we have here? Nope, that's it, not it. Okay.
I'm Scott, I'm new here.
Welcome, J Sharp Onet. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you for the sub. Triggering our brand new sub alert. Very much appreciate that. So this is the same thing. I'm doing a put here. So we need very similar, except instead of doing a post, we'll do a put. So I'm just going to copy and paste this method. And we'll make another, with that sub, I'll make another donation to Coder Dojo. And we'll change this to put. And that should take care of that. Put as JSON async. Done. Good. Let's see. Do we have any other errors out there? One more. Oh my gosh, TBD Gamer.
Just gifted 5 subs.
Hello. Oh my goodness. Seat, Nelson R, K the Blade Runner, Mead of Enam, Azure Koi. Congratulations. You all just got gift subs. Thanks to our friend TBD Gamer. I really appreciate that. And we're going to make donations to Coder Dojo for all 5 of those, and welcome new subscribers. You're going to get 17 different emotes that you can use everywhere on Twitch. All of your advertisements here on this channel will be removed, and you get to throw emotes at us here live on screen. Thanks so much. You hear the Azure AI neural network is nice. Azure AI, it has some pretty cool features there, yes. How do you turn off the closed captioning in Twitch? There's a CC button in the bottom right corner. It's right about here. When you mouse over the video, you can turn that off. You're working on a caption translator design for a dev and wondering. It's pretty good. Google did change pricing. That should build now. With these extension methods. Here we go. Come on. And wondering about price. I can't speak towards price. Yeah, it's underneath the microphone stand. There you go. Good, that built. Ship it. Add all the things. Fixed the Pixel bot with new HTTP client extension methods. Not sure why it's not finding the ones in 3.0. But I'm not interested in the why. I'm interested in getting it working. Know what I mean? Alright, so that should trigger another build here for us, and hopefully this time it works, that we can start writing some more tests to go through and verify that our application and some of the new features are working. The closed captioning that you do see here on stream is from Google. That is a Google-based service. I'm not sure who stood it up and whose account it's bouncing off of, but a lot of folks have Google Translate, Google Transcription running through a browser. This one is free. You can go dig into the source code and you can see how they're using it. It's the Google where'd it go? Here it is. Rat with a compiler OBS captions plugin. So they've been working on this, and it's very nice plugin that folks are using now. So speech services on Azure are pretty good. I'm going to be generating transcripts using those. You want to offer a translate option. Bing Translate is available. You could certainly bounce off of the Translate applications that are out there. Translate.google, Translate.bing, and see what values you get. But there are indeed services out there, API endpoints that you can hit that'll do the translation for you. Let's see here. Okay. Taking a peek over to this. Good. Keep things quiet here. We are about... Oh, thank you for the follow. Is that Azizarino? Appreciate you joining us. There we go. Look at that. All greens. It's like magic. It works. Okay. Next step. Well, I've got one warning here. What's the warning we have on our test? Project fails. Matching the specified pattern were not found. So it didn't actually test anything. Like, it worked, but it didn't work. Alright. Well, that's a problem.
Oh my.
I know! What'd it do? This setting is required. That's right, and it's fixed now. So it's looking for pixelbot, capital T, lower t, test.cs proj. Now, why isn't that finding anything? Right? Let me go over here. And didn't know I could do that, did you? I'm looking for, yeah, Pixelbot Orchestrator tests. Oh. Tests and test. Okay. It's got an S on the end. Hey. The setting is linked to projects to test, pipeline parameter. Fine. That's, where's the pipeline parameters? Up here, right? No. No. I always have to end up looking for these. Like, real talk, Azure DevOps, folks. It's linked to this value. Great. Let me click and get there. Like, where is it? Because there is no pipeline parameters, right? I've got variables. I've got pipeline up here. Okay, there's where it is. Give me a way to link, click through, and find this. You know? That'd be nice. Okay, one more time. Fixed test project names. Dev, go. And we'll see. Hopefully in 2 minutes we'll have that. Yes, this is Quiltony's bot. We're going to be starting Ubuntober in just 2 weeks. 12 days from today is TwitchCon. And we are 8 days away from .NET Conf. Oh my gosh. I've got so much to get done. I have videos to produce, record. I have workshop for TwitchCon to finish producing. Yes, .NET Conf is going to be amazing. How does it look when you convert it to YAML? Don't know, not going to touch it because it's a one-way thing. There is no going back. So I will not touch that. Will 3.0 be ready for release? Yes. That's what they're doing this week. Yep. Latch, you're right. Don't touch it, it works. Don't touch it, don't move. If you touch it, you might break it. And we don't want to break it. So, come on. Come on. Finish that restore. Come on. YAML gives a better overview. I don't care. It doesn't give me a way to visually edit it, and there's as somebody who doesn't live in DevOps all the time, coding with YAML for DevOps is extremely unfriendly and is fraught with error and is going to make me more frustrated because there is no error checking, syntax checking on it. So I don't care if it has more capabilities. It does what I need it to do. There are folks out there that are amazing and it can juggle and do all kinds of great things with continuous integration, and that's fantastic. More power to you. You have those options available to you. I don't need that. Yeah. And that's my experience. Your mileage may vary. The last couple times I've not been able to get to the GUI. Yep. The OBS caption GitHub? Yeah, I just had it there a few seconds ago. There it is. That's the OBS caption. Is there a list of available chat commands? Yes, actually. There's the list of available chat commands. Look at that! All greens in my tests. Look at that. 2 tests and they both passed. Only 2 tests? That's like, great. It works. We need to level that up. But we are all green now. We are in good shape. We are, I'm feeling much better about this, right? But now we got to go and actually put some tests to this, you know? Yeah, let's write some tests. Let's make sure that some of this stuff is working, because we're getting into some more complex code here. And before I get too far, I want to get a little bit more of an assurance that things are working properly. Know what I mean there, chat room? All right, let's do this. I'm going to go back over here and hide that, because I don't need it right now. And we're going to end up working in the test folder here, adding some tests. And particularly, I want to start around, I'm trying to collapse these up so it's a little bit easier for me to find things. It looks like an unmade bed right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just code all over the place. Everything's open and closed and minimized and maximized and ugh. No, get organized. Right? I wish I could just have a thing that says collapse all and I guess I could just do that, or right? Now it's really whatever. We're not working on the giveaway game. We're not working on the client extensions. We're not over here. We're not on this. I don't know what I'm working on here. Hang on. Close everything. We were in the standard features project working on the user activity, right? So we have the user activity train model, right? There's 4 files to manage the user activity train that we were working on. Tacos. Everybody loves tacos. Absolutely. Okay. So here's what's going on. There's 4 files that make up this new widget we started building for the bot that I'm generically calling abstractedly generically that I'm calling the user activity train, right? And this is a train. This is an indicator, a widget that'll appear on screen that will increase a counter or grow a physical train image as user activities occur within a certain time period. Okay, so there's 4 things that make that up. There's the user interface. That's this .razor file, and we haven't built anything for the user interface yet. There's the feature definition itself that has the name and has the ability to do something when the feature is triggered. This is the glue that'll connect us from that place, from the follower, from the chat room, those places that are monitoring activity, connect us over to the user interface. The user interface has behind it a component model, a view model, that will manage and do the business logic appropriate for updating the user interface. And the last thing is the configuration. We need to be able to define, well, what's the activity train type? Is it for follows, subscriptions, or cheers? And we're going to store that version, that piece of information, as well as the maximum time between those actions in seconds. I want to thank our new follower. Is that Disenju? Welcome. Appreciate you joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So those are the 4 files that make this up. And what's nice about this then is I can pass around. These are all classes except for this razor file. But these other 3 things are all classes that we can pass around and test with to make sure that it's behaving properly. So our model here is going to be processing the interactions that come in from the JavaScript and doing those interactions. Similarly, the feature over here, yes, that's right, it's going to be triggering from JavaScript, right? This is this interesting crossover bridge that we have between JavaScript in the browser and .NET in the browser. And we can do that crossover because we've exposed these methods, new follower, new subscriber, new cheer, with the JS invocable attribute. These expose them so that we can use an API and execute these methods. But for the purposes of unit testing, I don't care care about this. It's a class. It's not actually going to use that. So I think I'm okay there. What I do need to do, though, is for the activity train feature, right? I need to have this listening and fire off the messages appropriately that indicate, hey, this occurred. So right now, this isn't referenced anywhere. If I go up to my actor model, right, and this is where I'm getting confused, and where unit tests are going to help to make it a little bit more concrete what this is doing. I have a follower service actor that receives. Here's where I think I've got a problem. I've short-circuited my features here. I've got a direct reference to the Signal R hub that'll notify, hey, there's new followers have happened. While this does work and it just sends out messages, hey, new followers have happened, I want to be able to do that appropriately for features on the channels that I appropriately want to track. Did it work calling the C# methods from JavaScript? So that's an integration test that we need to do as well. So I've got several different things here that we need to look at. Yeah. So, right, I want to put this abstraction in so that we only do the follower service for those features that are activated for channels that want to track followers. Otherwise, I'm wasting resources. I'm wasting API calls, right? Does that make sense, chat room?
Eternal Dev Coder just subscribed.
Eternal Dev Coder, thanks so much for extending that subscription, converting to a tier 1. Welcome, and we'll make another donation to Coder Dojo. Thank you for the follow, is it Santeria? Appreciate you joining us. We're getting closer and closer here to another giveaway. Oh, man. Thank you to our new followers. That's weird. It's that we got the notification twice for Eternal Dev Coder. That's weird. Or it appears twice in my console here. So I've got some work to do here to get this properly abstracted. Because what I really want to have happen is I want the user activity train feature. I want the feature to, right? Because the feature has information about the configuration, this configuration. And I want this here to send the notification out to the Signal R hub so that the reference and the capabilities to communicate and notify, abstract that away, hide that. I don't want that to be known to by business logic. Just the parts that are doing the inter-service communication, do I want to know, do I want to have knowledge of how to do that? I agree, Eternal Dev Coder, as long as you only build once. Having it listed twice, okay, it can be listed twice. So I've got 2 or 3 things here that I need to figure out. What do you think, chat room? Am I overthinking the feature abstraction here? I don't think I am. I don't think. Right? Because if this is abstracted properly, then my unit tests become real easy to go through and execute. Let's do this. Let's not... I'm going to take the abstraction and the reinserting of that off for another time. But what I would like to do is I would like to come in here on the... not the follower service actor. would like to come in. Well, let's try and do that integration test that that Goran Hal is suggesting, because I think you're onto something. Let's make sure that we're calling the C# features properly. So, okay, the C# features, and this is where this is a little weird. There are ways to do this, to test JavaScript using several different JavaScript unit test frameworks, but this is an integration test because we're going to jump from JavaScript and make sure that it's properly calling the .NET code, which is really a validation, I know, which is really a validation that I've configured this properly. Yeah. And hopefully things are behaving properly then, right? So what I should be able to do, right, I want to be able to trigger these events happening. I started creating last time a controller, a test controller, that would fire the new follower for a given follower name here. Let's give this a shot and see what happens. See where we are with that, and then we can step in and start pulling apart and building unit tests to ensure everything works properly, because the business logic here is about to get a little crazy. Like it isn't already, you know? So, let's see what happens here. And we're going to be stopping, I think we're going to be stopping at about, just about noon on time today. Because, oh no, unable to start program. No, do it again. Stopping, starting, continuing. Yeah, right? We should be stopping our stream here today right on time, because I believe one of our friends is going to be streaming for the first time in a while. Yep, exactly. There's a new up-and-coming streamer out there. Yeah. And we want to support that. So. Okay. Rats. It's not logged in. Gotta go log in. So this is using Auth0 to allow me to log in with Twitch. Ta-da! And now I'm logged in. And there I am. That's me. So what I should be able to do is, right, I should be able to go to /widgets train C# Fritz. Okay, so this page, if I F12, I should see, here. This is where we started running into just, right, little things that we got to deal with here. User activity hub, negotiate, channel equals undefined. That's a problem right there, right? So, yeah, this is... So we've got something here where I'm not pulling out the channel name properly. Even though it's part of that, I gotta fix that so that it's extracting the channel name and making it available properly. So let's go back over here. User activity train.razor. Channel name is right there. So why isn't it getting it? Go down here. Channel name. Channel name. So if I put a break here, I should be able to see it. Right? There it is. Right there. Channel name, yeah, it's passing through to the user activity.connect, the channel name, C# Fritz, and it's also passing a .NET object reference to this. So that should work. Right? Which should have come... Okay. Could not find user activity in window. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, the this is undefined. Right? Well, there, here, but that is coming out of user activity JS line 8. So new function, channel, and the component, and I'm stashing a copy of that. If I look back at this, it's coming in from this anonymous call. Where is it? Line 55. I'm guessing it's that, where I'm stashing a copy of the user activity object. That should have worked. I should have been able to do that. Or, well, I put the use strict on it, so, right, is it not letting me add that property? Right, if I get rid of that. Right, this is a thing. Failed to start the connection. The connection was stopped during negotiation. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. Let me control F5 that. Let's force it. Oh, man. Connection was stopped during negotiation. Transport is undefined in stop because start failed. Well, okay, so channel undefined not coming through with a value here. That's weird. Because, right, this is passing through that channel name. So let's go back over to the JavaScript. Thank you for the follow, Wolfgamer Live. Appreciate you joining us. And I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So that channel, right, it should drop right in there. Right, what's it passing in here for this? You know? Right? Console log right, what's it getting for that? Undefined. What? The only way that this is called is from outside, and you saw right? The arguments that I'm passing in, so that's telling me that the arguments aren't being passed properly. Yeah, I agree. Let's start debugging the JavaScript. Here. Refresh that page. Okay. Yeah. So it's not passing the argument array properly. I'm getting two undefines in here. Let me... Okay. Why horses? Asked Diavo. We like to poke a little bit of fun at JavaScript because I am all thumbs with it. So the horses very much are from Young Frankenstein. SignalR can be finicky about casing. Yeah, but I'm not passing in the argument names here, right? It's just a collection of these arguments. What's interesting to me is I can't see the actual command that was executed. Connection start catch, this.connect. Yeah. Let's see. It looks like the configuring URI is different in the JavaScript code than the one you're passing with Blazor. Well, I'm not there yet. Deavo asks, I don't know why most companies are transitioning to the mean stack. Why? It's perceived as smaller, faster, and leaner. However, maintenance costs are significant. This is what the feedback that I've heard from folks. Breakpoint is on the assignment of the function to this connect. It's not on invocation. Yes, you're right. So let's put the breakpoint down here when it's actually executing. Right? Is that? No, I don't want to collapse. I want to continue. Okay, so at this point now I'm at a right. It's actually executing it. Right, and at this point, channel is undefined, and so is component. I'm down here. How do I tell it resume? There it is. F8. Yeah. Right. Refresh that. So I'm paused at the console log. And yeah, nothing was passed into this. So it's found it. The value window user activity connect is not a function. Boldonky, it's not. It's right there. JavaScript lacks some standard base class library, base functionality that other programming languages are able to now take for granted. So you end up relying on a huge collection of packages that are not maintained by one source of truth. Consequently, you could have problems where one piece stops working, misbehaves, and you're going to have a significant set of problems. It's a huge testament to the open source community that they are able to maintain a sane project model with so many thousands of projects that all work properly together. Also, because JavaScript's interpreted, there's a lot of files that you end up bringing in to achieve base functionality. Angular has hundreds of megs of files that you download just to install the framework and start working with it. Yes, node module trees are intense. Yeah. You don't get why it isn't happening with NuGet, asks Ultramark. There's a base class set of libraries that folks are able to extend and work from. Consequently, you end up with that initial collection that everybody relies on, and adding new features, because they're compiled, you're only shipping DLLs and not tons and tons of files around. Yeah, Node.js Hello World is significant. So, alright. So why is it saying that this .connect is not a function? Right? That's weird. Pac-Man Jr.
Pac-Man Jr. just resubscribed for 18 months. Hello at Sharpfritz, 18 months already.
Yeah, 18 months. Thank you so much for that support. And we'll make another donation to Coder Dojo. Really appreciate that, Pac-Man Jr. That 18 months, that puts you, yep, into an orange hat with a propeller. Congratulations. Should it be user activity? Oh no. No, I made it capital here. Capitalized. So, yeah, window user activity connect. I made sure that this is, oh, wait a sec. Yeah. So it is capitalized. So, right, I should be able to say window.userActivity, there we go. Connect, right? Test. No. Who cares? Right? Window user activity connect is not a function. Well, what is it? It's an object? What am I doing wrong here? Connection start catch. Right? This dot connect is a function. Right? What? Did I miss something here? This is an object, okay. Yeah. And with a constructor. Huh? What am I doing wrong there? Yeah, right? Wait a sec. I think it was the new statement in there. Connection is undefined. Okay. Better. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a problem now. This dot connect equals function, right? Is it trying to tell me that that's... Connection is undefined. What do you mean it's undefined? Because it's right there. I have connect and connection. Do I need both? Yes. Connect is the verb. Go. Connect to this. Connection is the actual connection to the server. So I do need both. Yes. But... Right? New object with function. Right, I'm creating a method inside of a JavaScript object. Right, so the pattern that... I don't need all this prototype crap. Who uses that? No. JavaScript, create object with method. Right, object.function1 equals function. Right. Really? Really? That doesn't feel right at all. Function statement requires a name. No. No. That doesn't make... 22 September. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you joining us. Now, I shouldn't be on prototype. Function, right, your object.prototype your method. There's a way to do this internally, like, right, this dot method equals. That's what I was trying to do. Right? This dot connect equals, right? Function, whatever. Oh, wait a sec. Window.userActivity equals... Do I have to do it like that? And I just didn't have a reference to the object yet? Okay. Connection is undefined in user activity. That That doesn't make sense to me either. But it's, hang on, it's calling that. Well, created SignalR connection in chat log. That's different. Isn't that the normal feel when you're coding Java? Yeah, it is. Right, so this dot connect equals right, I feel like, and I also feel like this should be out here. You know? And it's still, this doesn't make sense to me because, right, 46. Right, connection is here. It's not exposed outside the enclosure. If there is a connection, stop it. Start there. Okay, user activity is not defined. Now we're getting somewhere different. All right. Remove the new here. No. Well, it's inside this. What is the this inside the enclosure? That is user activity, right? That allows me to expose this function as a public method. All right, let me move these up. These functions here are not exposed. They're not shared outside of the user activity object. So if I go down here and I say window.userActivity activity. Okay, that's not a thing. But if I move this inside here, to make this be user activity, you need to execute the function with a new or this will be undefined or from the parent scope. Ah, okay. So window user activity, it still doesn't know what that is. Okay, so wait a sec. I had this out here, and I did try saying new on that. Yeah, undefined. Right, it doesn't know what this is down here. What just happened? Your closure is an immediately invoked function expression which doesn't set this because you're immediately executing it without new. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Right? So there's the function. So now that should hook it up, right? Paused at my breakpoint here. Now we've got it. There we go. Connected to C# for its starting hub connection. Much better. Thank you. Yeah, big coins for Dan. Yes, absolutely. All right. So now it's connected, and now it should be receiving information from the server. So we can now try the second half of this. Copy that. And we're going to go instead to API test. And instead of channel name, we're going to pass into the test controller a follower name to output as a new follower. And we should see it logged here. So we will say, ah, come on. Ah, come on. Follower name equals test follower. And we should see, and it didn't. Okay. So let's walk through this. Data received of length 63. Was that it? Let's take a look at the network. We should be able to see. Here we go. So here's the WebSocket connection to the user activity hub. And I should be able to go over to the no, not that one. Where is it? You can see the WebSockets here. Not the stack trace. Or am I thinking inside of Google it has that? Inside of Chrome. I need to remove the new from this .stop. Yeah. Good catch. Thank you. So I'm on the socket connection here. There was a way to see each one of the requests. I think it's because I'm in Firefox. I'm not going to be able to see that. So let's go back over here to the script. So I should be receiving this. Let's log. Let's do this. Double backtick. New follower. So that we can see what it is, right? New follower name. Okay. Refresh that. Let's see. I could add a breakpoint. You're right. I could. Alright, so there's that. There we go. Fantastic. So I've got it now to the point where it's going to... Oh, here we go. Here we go. So it's past this, and it's now going to invoke the method async new follower and pass in that new follower name, which should be... right there. Oh, man. I'm kind of excited. Yes! Oh my gosh. We just came full circle here. But that should console write line. That should write to the JavaScript console. New follower reached Blazor. Right, we should see that coming out of Blazor here, and it's not.
Let me add some value.
Goran, thanks so much for that cheer. I'm going to put that cheer into our cheer graffiti here in just a second. But this is pretty good. I need to just figure out why the console. Right, console write line. Or should that be console log? No. Right, console write line was writing to the JavaScript console. And it's not right now. Okay. Interesting. Let's do this. We just crossed a major boundary because we've got this now doing the full cycle. Not Commit. There we go. Integration tested the SignalR Blazor loop. Because we know that that's working now, right? Consider, we went from a ASP.NET server-side API, made a request, sent a notification into the SignalR hub, server-side, sent a message down to the JavaScript client that was listening, passed the message across the process boundary into .NET running in the browser, captured and processed that information. That's a big fix that we made sure is working. Blazor does feel like voodoo. Yes, you are correct on that one. So I'm going to put our cheers from our friend Goran Hal right here. Thanks so much for that. And today's what day is today? The 15th, of course. So now it's Blazor magic. And tacos too. So now I need to start thinking about the animations and things that we're going to do on this and how we're going to write the test to be able to manage and do that processing, because I know now I can get to this point and do some interactions. The question is, well, first off, why am I not getting the console write line working? Right, that feels weird. But I can now start doing the interact with. We need a sparkly animation when I do the magic sound effect. You're not wrong, Sean. That's a good idea. Sparkly animation to go with magic sound. It's a good idea. They are not wrong. Who's wrong? Absolutely. Did it go to the Kestrel output? No. That's a good question, Marcus. It didn't, and I'm going to show you why here in just a second. Because this code is actually running in the browser. Blazor wings? Blazor wings? No. No Blazor wings. Right. The Kestrel output is the server side output. And that's not what we're going to be showing here. We're going to be showing this in the client side because this is running client side. Okay. Just take a good. So there it is, running. Here we go. Right, so widgets, train C# Fritz, there it is. F12, and now it's all connected and listening. That's fine. And if I go to that test location, receive data, and that's the JavaScript that's writing that, not the Blazor, because it would have written Blazor received this message. Console write line not working seems very odd, almost like it is wrong. Maybe do we need to restart the server to get new code served up? Nah, got it. It's there, it's working. Wait. I'm not at it. Wait a second. Thank you for the follow. Estranged HD. Welcome. Appreciate you joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So we just sent it again. There's test follower. And it didn't... Yeah. Right, if I do a hard refresh here, right? Wait a sec. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Am I did I confuse the crap out of myself here? I think I did. I think I did. I think I think I know what I did wrong. It is server-side. You're right, Stelzy. I think this is server-side Blazor that I'm using here, not client-side Blazor. I think I've got... I think I'm confused.
Houston, we have a problem.
I'm trying to invoke JavaScript from .NET here, and it is. It's sending a message down that's doing it. Receiving and doing that console write line from...
Oh my.
Right? Should end up over here on Kestrel, on the web server. I don't see it. And then we've got a problem. It would be in the logger. That's what's going on here. Well, so there's the invocation message and invoke JavaScript from .NET, right? On render completed. I don't see it logged here, but it would be written with the logger in order to get it there. But nope, it's exclamation point JavaScript. No, it's not stuck on the breakpoint. That would be the not there. The model. I turned off the breakpoint. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, rats. All right. So let's back up. Let's start attacking this now. New follower needs to send some sort of a message, needs to do some sort of an interaction with the user interface that says, hey, a new follower has happened. We're going to start updating. We're going to start making something happen here. Yes, I did, Janescu. You saw it in the PowerShell console window before I refreshed. PowerShell console. In here? I don't see it in here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, right, to start getting a test to go with this and indicate. Oh, stop! Go away! Shoot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start having this trigger something based on the configuration. We need to set up what that configuration is for the train, if in fact the train should be running for followers, right? We need to have the configuration for the train and do something appropriately if we're listening for followers or subscribers or cheers. And I think we also need to pass that configuration into this. Maybe we even cut off, right, these interactions appropriately, so that if those messages come down, the JavaScript just ignores it, doesn't do anything with it. The command line window with the Kestrel messages. Well, the Blazor message you would have seen would have been new follower reached Blazor. What, you won't let me paste in there? You won't let me paste in there. What's the point of the find option here if I can't paste in it? There it is. There it is. Right there. Fantastic. Good catch, chat room. Okay. So, I need to get the configuration into this appropriate for that channel so that I know how to configure the widget, right? So that it can be painted and react properly. How do we do that? How do we get the configuration for the widget? Okay. Right. So we've got all these features working now, right? So our next bit of to-dos are get widget configuration for this channel, format the HTML, JS properly, configure the... I shouldn't have JavaScript that I'm configuring, because I'm going to do this all with C#. Right. We're going to do this with C#. So, format the HTML properly, animate the HTML properly. All right. We're going to set a timer and animate the HTML properly. Those, I think, are our next steps. So, get the widget configuration for the channel. Well, we know where to go to get the configuration. It's going to be coming out of our channel configuration actor. So I need to get a reference to this. Here's another one of these places where I'm going to dip into the actor model and I want to get back from it the feature configuration. And this feels like something that's going to happen again and again and again inside of our widgets. So if I go over to the model, here it is. This, well, the user activity train feature. So this should be running inside of my actor. This is where I want it to be. And it'll pass the information out to the train widget. The widget needs the configuration also. So I'm almost tempted to have my own class, my own component base that will receive the configuration and be able to apply the configuration when I initialize, right? Let's see here. So this is where I want to start writing tests to bring back that configuration and have it available here so that I can use it, right? Or to force a configuration into this so that I can use it. Let's do that. Let's approach it that way. User activity configuration, and I will call this configuration. So I'm going to write something, right? Let's do this. Let's just call it get widget configuration, right? I don't know what that method looks like, what it's going to do, but it's going to go get something and return it, right? Yeah. And I can now write something. I can now inject configuration and start building what happens when the new follower occurs, right? When I receive this new follower, right? I'm going to inspect the configuration and go do something appropriately in my user interface. Right? And particularly when this starts up, and after I do the connect here, right, I'm going to want to do some sort of a invoke void, right? I would do a timer I need to set up. I don't want to set the timer up out there. I want to run the timer for this widget here. I'm going to set up a timer because this is running statefully on the server because it's a server-side component. So I need a timer. And I also need to get the widget configuration and return that. Let's do this. Let's make this public. So just so I can test it, so I can run it. And let's make sure, well... Thank you for the follow. Offlight, welcome. Appreciate you joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. 7680 followers, 20 to go, and we'll have another giveaway. So let's see here. So if I started with the standard features tests. I do have the ability over here to... Wait, what? There we go. I did have a way that I set up to do some testing with the actor model, using some of those features, right? So sys actor of, and we would tell the system under test that actor something, and we would expect a message coming back out of it. And that's using this base test kit object, which is a test kit from Akka, our actor model framework that we're using. So I want to do something similar here because I want to get the configuration back and force a configuration to come back that we're going to properly set and stash on our user activity train object. So keeping an eye on the time here. Here we go. Yep, we're gonna wrap up here in just a minute. So, all right, and we're gonna call this get configuration. Should get configuration. Should get feature configuration. And we should be able to use some of the logic that I've already got over here for this base test kit. And this was just creating test messages for now. I'll do something similar here. Like that, like this, pull that back. And now I need to include, I need to include my dependencies, my references here properly. So right now, there's my XUnit reference for my test framework. I also need to include the Akka test unit, test kit. So let me make sure I include, oops, Control C, not Control X. Let's include that right here. Thank you for the follow, Conseco Sergio. Welcome. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Okay, so now I have that here. This, I should be able to control dot. Nope, come on. Didn't restore yet. Rebuild. I should get an error here that it doesn't know what this is yet because I haven't restored the package. Come on. You can do it. Yes, I know. Right, but it doesn't like it. What is with that package? Why do I have a flag there? Netcore App 3, Akka, Test Kit, XUnit 2. Yep, the Rainbow Beard Challenge was failed. Yep, you're right, Boki. So we're pushing that off, see if we can get to Dev Intersection and 8,000, and we'll light up the beard for that. I'm not sure why I've got this here, right? Oh my gosh, AW Panda.
Or Panda just resubscribed for 2 months.
Thanks so much. And we'll make a donation to Coder Dojo. So I commented that out, and I still have the yellow triangle here, and it's not clear to me why. Standard features tests. Warning. Core depends on logging abstractions. Blah, 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 blah. That's fine. And standard features tests. Works. But it's not showing me what the... I should have done a progress bar, Beard. I like the way you're thinking, Alethea. Right? Why am I not getting... Right, test kit is an Akka thing. And right, it's not seeing the Akka test kit. Why is that? Right, Akka test kit X unit 2. Right, doesn't even know what Akka test kit is. Netcore app 3 runtime identifier. Do I need the runtime identifier? Is that what I'm running into here? Is that going to help me? Well, here's another thing. That runtime identifier, it's not going to be too happy on the DevOps Linux. Right on the DevOps Linux build agent. That's weird. So, let's see here. Let's do this. I'm going to need to dig in and figure, why isn't that right? Bauxite!
B4X1T3 just resubscribed for 2 months. Just dropped in to drop a sub on my way to bed. Looking forward to the VOD.
Well, thanks so much. I appreciate that. And, yeah. And I hope you enjoy the VOD later. I'm having a real hard time figuring out why that won't... I mean, let's just copy the name. Right? I mean, I should be able to just right-click install package. Where is it? Manage NuGet packages. Browse. And go find that package. There it is. Sure, I'll take the beta one. Test kit does not expect... Well, right. I don't like that it has to compile before it can install anything. Operation failed as details for orchestrator tests could not be loaded. I'm not on orchestrator tests. I'm on standard features tests. All right. I need to take a step back and figure out what's going on here. Let's do this. I'm going to wrap up for now. I have some other projects that I have to get to today to prep for TwitchCon and .NET Conf. So I am going to park this for now. Let me commit what I have. So maybe somebody else has a little bit of insight, can take a look. Beginning writing tests for the... Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, TBD Gamer. Thank you so much for that.
Subway 100, Subway 100, Subway 100, Subway 100, Subway 100, Subway 100, bonus 60.
Thanks so much. I appreciate that. And we will make a donation to Coder Dojo. We're going to set up. We're going to raid. We got to welcome back. Our friend No-Op Cat is back. That's Suze Hinton. And thank you for issuing the raid call there, Marcus. If you're a subscriber, grab that first line of text out of the chat room. Copy that out. Put it on your clipboard. Get ready. We're going to announce our presence when we get over there to her channel. If you're not a subscriber, that's okay. Copy the second line of text out of there. And we're going to head over and say hello to our friend Suze. We're going to welcome her back. She's streaming for the first time in about a month and a half. And we're excited to welcome her back to our... welcome her back to the Twitch streaming community. Here we go. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. I will be back on Wednesday. I've got some prep that I'm doing, some phone calls that I'm running all day Monday and Tuesday. I will not be able to stream on Tuesday, but I will be back on Wednesday. All right? This video, like my other videos, will be available on YouTube. I'm actually going to export a lot of videos to YouTube today. Keep an eye on the channel. It's coming. All right? Thanks so much, friends. Get ready to say hi to No Op Cat, and I will see you on Wednesday. Take care.